Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. Yo, Pocket Oracle, I think the fix was just not to use the terminal Sonic Pi for the moment because I think I screwed something up with it. So I'll do some testing later on and see if we can fix it. But oh, what happened here with our hearts? What? What happened to our game? This was not how it was yesterday. I'll tell you that much. That was bad. That was bad. What the heck was that, man? We added a screen height limit. Okay, let's try this again. Wow, really changing one variable made it mess up that bad. Okay. All right, we're back. So yesterday, it took us about 2 hours to get a library for writing binary files to disk for our game, for our save function. So we're going to test a save function for the play state and see if we can load it from a binary file back into the game and see if we can get some rudimentary saving and loading happening. Because right now, if we continue, we have 0 lives, so it triggers a game over, and we're still walking around. So we're gonna try. Yeah, we're gonna try, and it's did I just kill T-Mux on accident? Yeah. Okay. Yes. So Oracle, we're gonna be dumping the data from the current play state into a binary file that saves onto disk, and then on a disk, right? Locally, saves locally, and then when we go to continue, we're gonna load that file back into the game. So I don't know how that's gonna go. We've never done this before, so we're gonna just have to test it. I'm kind of thinking, since most of our stuff, it's like it's not really encrypted. It's just a binary. So like if they wanted to tamper it, they would have to use the same library Bitzer to like unpack it and then go modify it. And the source code is available, so I don't really care. Like people can go mod it. I don't care. It's all open source anyway, so I don't think I'm gonna encrypt it or anything. So in a binary file, it's harder. It's not just a Lua table where you go in and edit it. So at least people on the Steam version can't just go like double click the file and start messing with the table and screw up and break their game. So they probably can't do that. But I don't exactly know. But we'll see. I've got these notes on the Bitzer serialization. So we have this Bitzer from our library Bitzer, and it takes in a table. You just give it a table. You have to open a file for writing in binary, and then you can do Bitzer dumps to write the table into a variable. And actually it's because once you write the variable, that gets outputted in the bin here. So we need to kind of get a structure for this and then test writing and loading. There's also a bitzer.loads function that I am not so great at. Never done before. Bitzer load. bits or loads. A serialized string. So how do we pull from the bin? We'd have to read. You should try altering your save file like a data miner or hacker would and see if it works. That would be interesting. Yeah, that would be interesting to see. It would probably just break and crash Lua. That's my guess, but maybe. We might have to do this bits or load data. And then, because it needs to know the pointer to the data. We're going to have to see an example of this. Let's see. Bits or loads. Usage readme. That's what I need. Load data. Okay. So we can say load data. It takes a binary file and a size. So we can do get size data. Man, I don't know how to do this. Okay, well let's take it one step at a time and just try to dump our bitser first, and then we'll see how to load it. So I guess let's just test this in the play state here, and let's just do it at the end of our play state. I don't know. In our bitser, let's see, just to test it, just so we can get familiar with it. We got a global bitser that we can use, so we can do the let's say local save data gets bitser dumps, and we give it. Let's just give it our global player because we know we have access to that in the scene. So we're going to dump the table of our global player into a save data file, and then we have to. I'm going to try to do it from memory, and then we'll see how bad we got. Exactly, Pocket. Yeah, I'd be curious to see it. We'll test it. We'll test it once we get there. Okay, we have a variable. Now we need to do a. It's something like. Crap, I already forgot. IO write, and it takes in the file path. So it would be called save data dot binary, and we give it a option of writing in a binary format, and then we have to save it into a variable. Oh, we have to open the file for writing, so we can say local file gets IO open. This is so jacked up. I'm glad I don't know how to do this crap. This is actually one of the reasons I have the ghosty terminal, so that I can do a transparent terminal, and then I can just like look at documentation while I tape. But this is not in ghosty just yet. So it's something like this where we IO open, and then we write, and then we have to do something like a file write. I'm just trying to do it from memory so that I can start to get it into my brain, right? So it's something like this where we say we open a file for writing, we bits or dump it into a variable, and then we write the data, we write the save data, which is our bits or serialization, to the file, and then we close the file. Something like that. And here's what it really looks like. So it is actually local file gets io.open. We got that part, but we're supposed to put in the file name here. So we're supposed to put save data here. So we almost got that part. Save data.bin. And then the binary write mode. Okay, so file IO open. Then if there is a file, then we take the serialization of it. And this is where we bits or dump. So we had the order right, where we called bits.dumps on the table we want to use. So let's try to write our global player to our variable here. Okay, and then we file write. So I almost had this. We don't need this IO write, so I was wrong on that. But then we have file write, and this is gonna bug me. The Obsidian wants to commitment changes. Well, that's probably why. Okay, so file write, serialized. Okay, so we have to open the file, save it in a file variable. If that file variable comes back not nil, we're going to serialize our data. We're going to write that serialized data to the file. Then we're going to close the file. Okay. So if we run this game, or if we run this, nothing, well, actually, if we run this, we should have a save data.bin that gets written once we're in the play state. So, and there's another thing, there's a, I want to change one thing in my NeoVim config. Because it's driving me crazy. Okay. Okay. So let's run the game. Cannot serialize type user data. Let's just have a local variable called test. Set it equal to 4, 3, and then let's just try to get anything to write here. Okay, so that worked. Hey, what up, Real Rev? How's it going, homie? Yo, every time you pop in, I want to show you Pokemon cards. But dude, you gotta see this. What do you think of that? And wait till you see this one. You likey that? So yeah, I've got a big collection now. So I've got like basically all the Dragonairs that I want, and then I even got some non-slab ones too. So I've got the whole deal, dude. That's pretty. That's the one in Pokemon Pocket. And then this is the weird 3D one. But yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a big collection now. Yeah, I think I've got 6 slabs of them, I think. And then some of those ones just in top loaders. Let's see if we wrote to a savedata.bin. So I'm curious what happens. Oh, we can't just unzip it. Okay, so it's a .bin. That should be the number 3 that we put in there. So let's try to load what we just saved and see. We'll try to load it here, and it is what? Bitzer load data. So we load the data from the savedata.bin. And then we give it a file size, which... How do we know what file size it is? Can we just do this? Does it yell at us? Bits are 144, yeah. Okay, we have to see. Yeah, so Rev, I think my favorite one is the Erica's Dragonair. It's just so pretty. And then I got the so here's that Erica's Dragonair, super pretty. And then I got I've got a Japanese 151, and then this one's really cool too. This is the Dragon Frontiers reverse foil. Oh, it doesn't work so much because it's green and we've got the green screen on. But that one's really pretty. What are my ratings? This one's an 8. I've got some 8s and 9s. Yeah, I don't have any 10s of Dragonair. I've got a 10 of other card, but yeah, total nerd. I just show off because I know Rev likes him. Yeah, especially like first edition, right? Like this Light Dragonair's a 9, which is good. And it looks, if you look at it, it's like perfect condition. Like, yeah, there's like nothing, no visible anything wrong with it. But yeah, the 10s, 10s are crazy. I have 110 of an unrelated non-Dragonair card. Okay. Bits or loads? loads string. See, we don't want this because we need to turn it into a string. Yeah, we need to deserialize it. While it says deserializes value from string. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, it depends on the grader too. Like, some of them are sticklers. Load love file name. We might have to do this. Read from a file name and deserializes value. Only useful if you're running love, which I am. So let's try this love load file. Bitzer dot love load file, and we'll try to save it. Bitzer dot love load love. What was it? Load love file. Okay, so we're trying to save the data. We're trying to deserialize the binary from the save data. Put it into this file.load. And what we'll do is we'll try to print this. We'll try to print this on our screen here. So we'll do this here at the end of our render function. And we'll just say, okay, test. We write test to a file, and then we load that file, and then let's just try to graphics.print, and we'll print the stringified version of the file load variable if it works. And we'll try that in our play state here. So far, so good. 3! We got it. Love is the game engine, Pocket. So Love2d is the game engine. So it's all about love, and very cool open source game engine that I really like. We got saving and loading. Yeah, we got saving and loading. So let's try to snag our global player and try to write that to the binary file. Oh, local test. Let's try to do that. So we say we're going to dump that test into the serialized variable. We're going to write it, and then we're going to try to load whatever's in that test. So let's see. No, cannot serialize type function. We got saving and loading, which is good, but like it's a little limited, right? Because we can't save something like our global player. So like, instead of doing this, like, I just want to see if we can inspect the global player. So we're going to print, and what we're going to print is inspect our player. Let's see that. Okay, see, so if we were able to pull this out of the binary load, then I would have felt, more confident about us making it pretty far today. But we can't just bits or dump a global variable for some reason. So let's try something else. Let's see what it says when we try to do that. It says, cannot serialize type function. So I wonder if we could, like, if we look at our player, let's just see if we can save the player's health. So we're gonna bits or dump the test of our player health and then try to load it and see. Okay, we were able to, yeah, and then here it's saving and loading every second. So we're able to pull the health live like that by saving and loading, which we don't need to do that. Loop through all the elements of the player instead of the player object. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But it's tough because when we load it, we'd have to kind of do the same thing, right? We'd have to load it piece by piece and then overwrite it. You know, load it into. Maybe there's a cannot write type function. I'm kind of curious if we can just say like, hey, what if we put this into a table itself, and that's what we write? Then can we load it and print it? No, cannot serialize type function. Okay. Let's see if we can bits or load anything else, like our state machine. I doubt it, right? If player can't be pulled. Yeah, cannot serialize type function. So I think anything that's a class it doesn't like to just bits or. Let's find something that isn't a class. I don't know. Cannot serialize when you try to serialize a function. Yeah, so I don't. Let's try a table. That's a good instinct. Let's try that. So we'll go back to our play state here. Yeah, and let's say test is a table. That table has a couple values or keys like test1 and also maybe a variable. So we have a table of test and we're trying to bits or load and dump that. No, okay, I think I did this wrong. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to get better with touch typing and it is hard. Okay. Son of a... Oh my god. I did so bad. Holy crap. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we can store tables, and it's interesting because the interpreter just kind of gives a random table memory every time we're saving and loading, so that's why it's different every time. So it can do a table, it just can't do anything with a function in it. So, I mean, the player itself has a bunch of functions, you know, like update, init, all that stuff. You could do a function in the player class that returns all the values you want saved. That's the move, I think, Squinch. So like, yes, because like we don't need to save the methods for the player, but we need to save the player's health. We need to save the player's current scene location, all that good stuff. And then you need to reference the table with the function. We can in our play state, or whenever we call our save game, we can say run save data on global player, or get save data from global player, and that will return a table of all the things we need to write to disk. And then when we load it, we can just try loading the stuff, and then we'll have to worry about how to overwrite the current player's stuff with all that stuff. And that's your player save data. Yeah, I think that's right, Squinch. Let's try that. So for the save to work, we need the player's, the player's current health, we need a bunch of shit. So yeah, let's write a function here for our player, and it will be save data table, and it'll return a table of all the save data. So for right now, let's just do what would we do? We can just try to, we need key value pairs here, so we can say save data at index. Oh my god, this is the one that kills me with touch typing, the square brackets. Save data of health gets whatever the current player's .health is. So save data at index health would get us the player's health. Let's just try that one thing, and we'll return the save data, which should be a table with only one key and one value. So that save data table on the player, yeah, it's a save data table method on the player. So let's try to call that here. We'll say, let's take our global player, we'll run the save data table method on it, and we'll save the table as the local test here. And then we open a file for writing, we bits or dump that table, we close, and then we load the file here. Okay, so that's it. It's loading that, and it's a table, but it's just the table, it's not the values. So gplayer just stands for the global player. So there's only one player, like player without a G is the player class. So I put gplayer because that's the actual instantiation of the player class. So if, instead of printing the string, that's just always going to give us the address of the table, but if we inspect, it should give us the actual table. No. Oh my god, it worked. So now as soon as we get hit, it'll update to 1. Yeah, because we're saving and loading it every single second. So We don't want that, but this is great. It pulled. This is great. Great idea, Squinch, because that's exactly what we need. So when we write our save data table on our player, cool. This is great. So we kind of just have to long rules like this tend to end up in libraries. What do you mean long rules like this? Because like we're not going to be saving and loading every frame. We're going to write a little thing. Once we continue from a death state, we're going to load our health and everything. So I'm trying to think about what other things we need. Like we need a I don't know, we might make this save data table a function in our play state, or yeah, we might make this a function in our play state because we need a whole bunch of different stuff. Like in order for us to know where the player goes, we need to have access to our scene or our scene, because that has a reference to our current map. So in order to know the location, so essentially you have a library of functions. Those functions have references to templates and other functions that alter those index arrays. Okay, so you're saying like they typically exist in a library? What does that mean? Like just like a segmented part of the code? Yeah, I'm hoping because when I think about it, there's not too many things that we need to save and load, right? Like we only needed to worry about things that can change, like the player location, the hearts, the coin count, the inventory, the treasure chest status, gosh, we need a bunch. It gets harder and harder the more features we add to the game to try to keep track of everything. So yeah, Pocket, like trying to keep it organized in its own library of functions. So like we have like a whole save data utility file that can save all the stuff necessary for the player or for the entities or for the map or for the collidable map objects, all that good stuff. So let's try to, yeah, I think I'd like that idea to have it. How would we'd have to export it as its own class of function. So like what you're saying, like a library of function, it'd be a class, like a utility class, I guess. Like we could have it where, instead of this being a method on the player, we just have this whole save utility class, and all of the save data logic goes in there, and we can run it from anywhere. You know, it's kind of like what's tricky is like we have to kind of think, yo, Rough Cookie, yo, I didn't know you were streaming. Yo, thank you for the raid. thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. I missed it. I didn't even know you were streaming. How'd it go? What were you doing? Yo, we are working on saving and loading files into our game, which we just got our first. Yo, Salsa, hey, thank you for the sub, dude. Yo, I appreciate that. Thank you. I've got this new Mac setup, but I'm still streaming on Windows, so I don't actually have any of the audio alerts anymore. I don't know if I'm gonna stay on Mac just because it's a couple extra steps, and I like to just be able to turn on the computer and start streaming, you know? I need it. Yo, thanks for the bits, Pocket. I appreciate that. Nice. Yo, I've been wanting to check out that Suno AI. I've been wanting to check that out ever since you told me about it. Yo, whoa, Hype Train. Hey, that's awesome. Yo, thank you guys. Thank you. That's awesome. That is super nice of everyone. Thank you. So yeah, we've got this. This is the first test where we are running a method called save data table on our player, and we're opening a file in a binary write format, and we're writing serialized binary to that file, and then we're loading that binary file back, deserializing it into a table that we can then print on screen. So if you look at the player in our player class right here, we have this method save data table, and we just have a table with only one key in it of health, and we take the actual health of our player, and we're writing that file. Yo, thanks for the bits. Yo, thanks everyone. That's super nice. And Soup, thank you for being here. Thanks for the raid, Rough Cookie. We've got our first save and load in the game. So like we're actually 60 times a second saving and loading our health onto the screen here in its own table. So Pocket was saying we should make like a little library to hold all of our... Yo. Thanks for all the subs. Yo! Wait. Yo, thanks for the extra biddies, Salsa. We're at a freaking level 3 hype train. Are you guys kidding? That's epic. I wish I had the sound alerts turned on. And then Rough Cookie gifted 5 freaking subs. How'd I miss that? Yo, thanks Rough Cookie. That is so nice of you. That is epic. Yo, thank you. I totally missed that. Yeah, I've got to figure out something, because it's like, it's nuts. I've got a laptop, 2 keyboards, 2 mice, 2 monitors, and it's getting too much. It's getting too much. So like I might go back to Windows development just cuz, well, I don't know. I might give it a little bit more on Mac and see. I love the Mac. It's just that it takes extra friction for streaming, and I need streaming to be like I sit down and just go, you know? So we're gonna, I'll keep playing around with it. But we've got saving and loading successfully implemented, at least in a tiny way. So we're gonna see if we can... That's so funny. I'm gonna have to go watch that replay because I missed all of that. Yeah, I missed all of that. But welcome in, guys. Thank you for the raid. That's epic. Yeah, I think we do want to do some sort of library for all of the save functions, because when we say we're gonna save the data table for our player, right now it's a method on our player. The player needs to know what current scene we're in also. Yo, you're good. Yo, thanks for the raid, Rough Cookie. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. That's super nice. I hope your basement is dry. Yeah, take care, Rough Cookie. Have a good night. Yeah, I think we need our players' save data. We need to know what current scene we're in. We need to know what our X and Y position's in. We need to know what tunic we're wearing. We need to know our inventory. So like, I think it makes sense for us to kind of have a global sort of save function that can kind of calculate all the necessary stuff we need, and then a load utility that inserts those values into the right spot. So let's maybe make a special save data utility class or something. I don't know what to call it. We'll call it, save data. Should we call it save data utility? I don't know. We'll call it save data for now. Yeah, and it'll be, we'll have to be able to add, what is this? We got a hype chest, guys. We got a hype chest. Thank you for the hype train. That's epic. That's awesome. Can't call it save data. You already got a function named that. We do have a method named that on the player, but we should be able to call this save data titled like this with capitals. Our classes start with capitals, so we should be able to get away with that. I don't think we don't really need an update function, do we? We just need methods. Yeah, we just need methods for it. So like, we should be able to just write some methods like whatever we want, like save player data. And then we can do, let's import this so our game knows about it. So with our other classes here, we're just gonna require our save data class. It's an awesome emote. Never seen that one before. Okay, so save data, and then we basically want to mimic this test from our player method, and we're just going to say, we're just going to take from our global player their .health, put it into the health table at index health, return save data. Okay, so now we should have access to, we have to kind of, since it's a class, yeah, I don't know, I've never done, we need the equivalent of like exporting a function, right? So Pocket, I can't quite follow. What does SCD stand for? All the functions, updates, methods, commands, how to update, and then command to update. Save character data. Okay. Yeah, so I think because what we're doing right here as this class, like let's say for example in our play state, we'd have to do something like this where we'd call save data utility would be a variable instantiation of a save data instantiation like this, and then we would be able to run save data utility, save player data like this. Something like that if we go about this class route. Yo, glad to hear, Salsa. This is I don't know if you've seen, this is programmed right here. So we have access to modify it live also. So let's try to do this. Our save data class is accessible in any state here, I'm pretty sure. So let's just say that in our init for our play state, we're gonna have a save data instantiation for our play state. Yo, Pocket. Let's do it. Let's do it. How about that? We can make it a little, we could use a different synth too. Let's do this where we can say this is gonna be Yo, Salsa, thanks for hanging. Yeah, thanks for hanging. Thanks for the biddies. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Thanks for the raid and hanging for a bit. It was nice seeing ya. I don't know, I kind of want it more grungy. There we go. Okay, so we have a save data. So now we should be able to use the method on this self.saveData for our play state. So let's see if we can do essentially just this, where we say self.saveData. We're going to run the method savePlayerData. Is that what it was? And we're going to save the result of that into test. Yeah, I think our save data here. Save player data, yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, so instead of the method on our player, we're running the method from our save data utility. We're saving it into test, we're serializing that, and then trying to read from it as well. So let's see if it shows up still. Yes, it does. Okay. Nice, nice. Oh, shoot. Let's see what this text saws sounds like. Is that crunchy and staticky enough for you? Okay. So, we would probably want, we'd probably want something to handle the writing and loading. This is just an example, but this is a good start because we have the save data utility, so we can say, save data. Yeah, let's call this save utility. Okay, so now we have one class that we can put all these methods on, and then we just have to give descriptive keys, because we can say let's snag our current scene row, our current map column, all of that good stuff. So I think a good next step is let's try to implement a save button so that it's not saving 60 times a second, but yo, look at you, Pocket, using some sub emotes. That's epic. Let's try to do, because right now our game is saving 60 times a second, and then loading 60 times a second. So we'll make it so that pressing a key on the keyboard is going to save our game, and then pressing L on a keyboard or whatever is going to load, so that we can test saving and loading, and then we'll do more of this stuff where we say, we need to put into the save data return table a map row, and we'll just have to be super descriptive about what we're pulling, because we have a scene view current map row, so we'd probably call it current map row, something like that, so that we can index and use the values as needed. But then maybe only save on tile enter. I think my plan is we're gonna have like a little meditation spot, and it's gonna be multiple throughout. So like every biome's gonna have like a meditation spot, like a lantern in Bloodborne or whatever, where you can get to and checkpoint. But it'll save your game. I'm thinking beds in this game will save your game when you rest in a bed, and little meditation spots. So I think there'll be at least one little meditation spot in each biome, But I do want it to where if you overextend and die, you just have to restart at your last save. So I don't think I want it super often, like on tile enter or something like that. But we don't have any save spots just yet. So yeah, let's see if we're using the L button for anything. We are probably not. A quick save and a manual save. Yeah, you know, once we get more of the game designed, I think I'll worry about implementing something like that. It's hard to say because the game isn't shaped yet, you know, so we get to kind of play with it. How would we have it so that L would load our game? Or S would save our game, right? So if we hit S, then we need to create a variable, save the player data, and right now we just have this one method, save player data. We'll open the file. It'll probably be to save player data.bin. Okay, so this isn't our play state. So we should be able to say love.graphics or love.keyboard if S is already walked down, so we have to do I'm doing K because it's next to L, just for testing. We can make it better later. If keyboard was pressed K, then we want to save our file to our save player bin. Okay, then if L, you know, we have to make sure, you know, if we hit L and there's no save player data bin, then it would probably crash. So we have to, we can do this if, like this, if file, is there an IO open for just reading and just so that, well, let's see. If we run it and then hit L, we have save player data bin already. No, we don't. Let's see. We have save data, but not save player data bin. Okay, so let's try hitting K and see if it saves the new file. So we hit K. It did not save a new... Yeah, it did not save a new save player data bin. Okay, let's see. I would think we would have this save player data bin ready. Oh, shoot. Yeah, and we do have it here, at least. We've got that current map row being loaded. But if we look at the file... Oh, we do have it now. Okay. We have to make sure that works when we don't have one, though. So if we don't have one, I just deleted it. And we say, only make it when we press K. Just to test it out. See, could not open bin because it does not exist. But we're not trying to... Oh, right here. I think it'll still crash here. No, that's fine. Okay. So right here, this is where it would pop up at if we hit K and create a save file. I just hit K and it did not show up. This is in the render function, not the update. So we need to do this in the update function. Okay, so we'll do that right here. We'll listen for the input. We'll try to write the save player data bin. So once we hit L, we should see it appear. No, it does not exist. I hit L, not K. So that's what I was expecting for load, but let's try K for save. You know, I look at that. I hit K and it popped up there, and then now if I hit load, it technically loads into a local variable. So let's instead let's just see in our init here, we just have a load test variable. Just because everything, I didn't want to do a global for this. So we'll just make load test in empty table. And then when we hit K, we'll, oh, you know what I want to do too? So like hitting L will load it for now. And then we want to print up our load test. So love.graphics.print, we will print up the table of our load test. It should be empty. Oh, shoot. Okay, it's empty to start out with. We hit K to save. It saves to a player data bin. Let's try that again and just make sure. If we don't have a save player data, we hit K, our save player data appears, we hit L, and it loads. That's epic. Yo, that's huge. Yo, good job catching the star. I missed it. This is awesome. We just got saving and loading in our game for the first time. That's really cool. So let's check this out. So like I'm gonna get hit by a bat, or I can just, I lost some health. But right now, if we were to load our game, we have a health of 2. So let's say we wanted to save our game. We save our game, it overwrites our player data bin, and then when we reload it, we should have 1 less health. So I'm gonna hit load, and we have 1 less health. That's epic. I know it's like on one hand, it's like so simple, but on the other hand, it's like, this is This is all programming is like one thing at a time, getting stuff working. So it is so cool that this is working. So we're able to save and load whenever we want and have access to certain variables. So the tricky part is going to be, deciding and figuring out which things we need to save and if we have access to them from the play state, because that's where we're using our save utility class. And then we have to, like, it's one thing to load the data, right? Like, we have a table of the data, but we need to actually overwrite our real in-game values with the data from our load table, which we should try. We should try to, we'll save with a higher health, we'll get to a lower health, and then we'll try to load the data and overwrite our player health with our save data health, and we'll see if we can do that. So when we load, we need to not only load, we need to overwrite certain variables, right? So when we press L, yeah, let's do this. So like, we would cycle through the load test. So let's try this for key value in pairs. Self-load test. So we're cycling through our table, and we're just gonna say if the self.load test, if the key is equal to health, is that right? If the key, yeah, if the index is equal to health as we're cycling through, Squinge, I think I will do saving in the bed, but also I want like little meditation spots. So maybe we can do like a little crisscross applesauce animation for Tashio. And if you're at like a prayer statue or whatever, you can like meditate and save your game that way. So if the key is equal to health, then we want to take our global player's health and overwrite it with the value that's inside the key of health. I don't know if that's right, but let's test it. So if we have, we want to save our data, and we just saved our data with 2 health. So let's get hit, or let's lose 1 health. Now I'm gonna hit L and try to load our heart back. Oh my god. It worked. That's epic. So yeah, so you can imagine like if whatever we trigger the load just overwrites whatever the values we have. If there is a value in our load test or whatever table, we can just overwrite with that updated value. So it's like we die in a chasm, we set whatever we need to set, like our current map location, our row and column, and then everything that needs to be reset, we kind of, gosh, yeah, it's going to be tough because we have to reset. I don't think the save data needs to account for resetting the entity positions. We have a method for that. So we can kind of just say, I don't know. I guess it just has to come down to, as we test things that we realize need to get reset, we can worry about how to save it and load it effectively. But we can load, this is epic. We can load our heart value at least. So I guess the next step would be we need to save the current map and row of the scene from our player. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of make a breakdown of all the stuff we need, because we need to set the scene view's current map to be equal to the player's last saved current map row in order to take us to the correct scene. But then also the X and Y position of the player too. So we need to snag all that stuff. But I think I'll be wrapping up tonight because we got a lot of good stuff done and I'm losing steam, but we will, let's check our get diff here. Okay, it looks like we added a save data utility class, and in our play state, we can probably delete. Yeah, let's delete. Oh no, that's the stuff that works. Okay, so all we're doing is saving and loading based on pressing K and L with our save data utility now for our commit. But that's huge. So save data. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Yeah, and then I'll have to figure out, you know, do we need more than one binary file for all of the yeah, well, so the thing, Pocket, with this game, that I do reset the entity's positions once you walk off screen. Well, it's technically, yeah, I think it is once you walk off screen. So if they fly in like this, if they fly in and then we walk off and walk back, they get reset, no problem. But if we were to die in this chasm and we can't save in a chasm, so we would technically have these entities get reset automatically, because by the time you walk into the dungeon again, they'd be reset. So that's probably not an issue. That's only an issue if the save screen has entities that need to be reset, and then we can worry about it at that point. But I don't think it'll be that tough. Like, what we got done just now is the hardest thing, I think, which is just to be able to serialize data and then load it back into the game from the file system. So we might give a special save folder. Let's do that. We'll have a saves folder, and we'll put the files in there so that they're just safe in there, you know. So we'll put it here in saves /player data bin, just so that if we have multiple, you know, we might have a map save data. I don't know just yet. We'll have to kind of plan out what we all need. But now it should save to the player data bin. Let's just check and make sure that works. Yeah, and players will reset the level by leaving. Exactly, yeah. So let's look at our save file. Let's delete our save file and let's make sure it appears. So we'll hit K and it saves, and then we'll hit L and it loads. That's epic. That is super cool. So yeah, we'll have to make, yeah, I'm not worried about actually this, like the save mechanic just yet of like sitting down and meditating. I'm not worried about that just yet. I'm more worried about getting the game to actually load the data, and then we'll worry about like when it loads it, because we need it working. The big one is at the title screen, right, for the continue game, and then the other big one is here in the falling chasm to do a continue, because right now if we continue, we're dead and we're still walking. So we'll have to get it for both the title screen state and the falling chasm state. And then, because yeah, if we're here at the start screen, we hit start, we're still dead. So we need to make sure we load our data once we hit start, and then we're ready to rock and roll. But this is huge that we've got this, and it's 26 bytes. I mean, it's only a table of two values, but I wonder if we, what did you want to see again, Pocket? The saving? Like we can save our file. Let's see. So we hit K to save. So if we delete this, we hit K and our save data appears. Oh, yeah, here, I'll show you. So the thing is, let's say we die. So we die in there, and well, that's a different mistake. That's because we died and then fell into a chasm, so we actually respawned and then didn't change our... That's an unrelated bug, but what I was going to show you was that if we continue from the game right now, all it does is load our play state. So game over and we hit continue, it loads our play state where we were and the bats where they were, and we have 0 health. So it's a game over, but we're still able to walk around. So like we need another layer of logic that says like, hey, if we have no hearts, make sure we're not able to walk around, by the way. Oh, come on. Why does it do this? Hold on a sec. Alright, my Git is just broken right now at the moment, so we can't commit and push just yet, but we're done for the night. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll probably get our player actually loading to the different scenes tomorrow upon continue and from play state. So I'll do some thinking about how to map all the data we need to map for saves. You know, we need health, we need coins, we need the current map location, we need the current player location, we need more stuff, I'm sure. So we'll figure it out. Okay, we'll raid Salto. So Salto is doing some custom artwork for the game, which I'm very excited about, and he is too. That'll be out when it's done, but we've got that to look forward to. Oh, let's raid. Forgot to run the credits. Yo, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll get some more saving and loading implemented. It was a good day today. Yo, we got a hype train. Level 3 hype train, was it? That was epic. But yeah, thanks for hanging. We'll raid out here. Yeah, catch a squinch. Thanks for hanging, everyone. I hope you all have a great night.
Let's go. What's up, Finding Focus? Thanks for the raid, man. My Focus pals.